Army request. BTS illegal army brings you contracted Mafia husband Jimin FF. Your phone begins with notification. Hey Ryan, our next shoot will be in Seoul, Korea. Your eyes widen, but internally you are happy at the thought of meeting him again. Little did you know what destiny has planned for you. Time escapes. Your flight lands in Korea and you inhale the sweet scented air. It almost feels like they have sprayed a floral fragrance all over the country. But is it real? Or are you just imagining it? Or perhaps it's not a floral scent at all, but the secret scent of love. Meanwhile, Jimin is busy with a meeting. Yes, beside his mafia business, he is also the president of BTS Empire. Not just him, all 7 members hold presidential positions in the company. Namjoon and Hobi are the one who work the most, while V and Jungkook are currently in their lazy era. They just want to have fun, no work, no stress, or you could say that their home spoiled them because they are dear to them. But the truth is, despite their carefree attitudes, they are also the strongest one. Suddenly, the office door bursts open. Jimin frowns. He never allows anyone to interrupt his meetings, but when he sees his loyal guard Mark standing there, he knows it's something important. Mark would never disturb him without a reason. Leaning in, Mark whispers, Master, Miss Ryan has landed in Seoul again. Jimin's eyes widen. Without a word, he stands up and leaves the office. It's already late at night, but he doesn't care. Even though the meeting is still ongoing and the partnering company's CEO looked visibly upset, Jimin couldn't care less. No, even saying he cares less is an understatement because for him, his first priority is you. He drives like a madman, his hands gripping the steering wheel tightly. He doesn't know what he will say when he meets you, but one thing is certain, he won't let the same mistake happen again. This time, he won't let you go. But destiny seems to have other plans. Episode 3. Would you accept a contract marriage with the Mafia? You decided to take a cab back to your hotel, but Ish, there isn't a single cab available at this hour. Earlier, you had enjoyed a great dinner with your friend Lucas, but he left with his girlfriend. And you don't want to be the third wheel. They had offered you a ride, but you politely refused. Glancing at your phone, you open Google Map and check the walking distance to your hotel. Only 15 minutes? That seemed manageable, so you decided to walk. But the map is so confusing, it tells you to turn right, but you mishear it and take a left instead. And before you realizes it, you have ended up at the dead end. More unfortunate is that you saw a masked man stabbing another man. You gasp, covering your mouth so your voice doesn't reach them. The man in the suit seems familiar. Since you stay with Mafia Park, Jimin, you know that this type of suit is mostly worn by guards or a right-hand man. You decided to run before they see you, but unfortunately, as you take a step back, you step on an empty can. The noise is loud enough to gather their attention toward you. You facepalm and start running for your life again. This time you know that even Jimin couldn't help you because how would he know where you are? Suddenly you remember the bracelet you always wear on your wrist. In London, people consider it your lucky charm. You press the button Jimin told you about, but you are afraid. The men are just behind you, so you shout, Jimin, Jimin, Jimin. You are unsure if it's working, so you press the button again and speak, Jimin, Jimin, Jimin. Meanwhile, Jimin is driving when he receives a signal. At first, he is shocked, wondering if he is dreaming or if this is real. Then he gets another signal. He quickly tracks your GPS location and presses the gas pedal harder. Again, he gets a signal, pressing even more. Oh God, Ryan, be safe, I am coming. He suddenly presses the brake pedal upon seeing a girl rushing towards his car, not again cursed. He hits the steering wheel and steps out. But his eyes widen when he realizes it's you. Before you even notice him, he spots a car nearby and immediately recognizes which gang they belong to. He signals them and they leave. Your eyes widen as they walk away, but before you can process it, fear overtakes you and you lose consciousness. You're about to fall, but Jimin catches you just in time. Shit. He gently settles you down in the passenger seat, buckling you up before driving to his mansion. Throughout the drive, he glances at you from time to time, stopping himself from getting lost in you. Jimin thinking, has she become more beautiful or is it just me? Because I haven't seen her in 6 months. He rubs the back of his neck, lost in thought before he realizes it. They reach the mansion. Carrying you inside, he gathers everyone's attention. Hua, another girl? I thought you still love her. It's just been 6 months. Shock. They bombard Jimin with questions. After all, they still believe he loves you. Secretly, they have all been praying for you to return to his life. Jimin face palm, shaking his head at his Hyung's and friends' comments. Meanwhile, Hoseok strides towards him, wanting to see the girl's face. The moment he sees you, he gasps. Mayan, everyone is shocked and move closer to see your face. Oh wow, she's really here again, excitedly. But why is she unconscious? Hua, take a chill pill. Let me put her in a room first, then I will answer all your questions. They nod, understanding the situation. Jimin gently lays you down, covering you with a duet. He tucks your hair back, giving a soft smile before leaving the room. Morning. Jimin shares everything with them and they all wake up early, ready to face whatever comes next. They recall what happened last time, but today could be a new beginning. As you come downstairs, you greet Jin and realizes that you are in a familiar setting. If Jimin hadn't been there yesterday, you would have been in a serious trouble by now. Good morning. Jin is completely shocked. He expected you to be scared again, but instead you are acting the opposite. You are not scared this time, at least not of them. Over the past few days, you have realized how sweet they actually are. And in the last 6 months, you have spent almost half your days imagining what your life would be like if you had stayed. Your imagination always leads to something beautiful and funny. Jinshi, you call him again, noticing he seems dazed. Oh, good morning, smiles and call me Jin. You smile. I know you are older than me, and as a sign of respect, I don't want to call you by your first name so casually. Jin smiles. Your response warms his heart. Then call me Oppa. Isn't it bad to call such a handsome man a brother? He raises an eyebrow. Jin is shocked for a second, but then bursts into laughter. Jimin, who has just entered the lawn, sees you and Jin giggling together. Come, let's have breakfast. You nod and are about to walk towards the dining room, but you stop when you see Jimin. Good morning, smiles. Good morning. Thank you, Jimin. After everything that happened between us, you still came to my rescue when I sent the signal. No need, Ryan. And about what happened between us 6 months ago, I forget it. Smiles. Leave it. Delete it from your memory. Let's make new memories together if you are willing to accept me as a friend, Jimin. Jimin hesitates, he smiles softly and nods. You jump in happiness and head to the dining table. He leans against a wall watching you. How easily she said to forget, but I never will. I still haven't forgotten the first time I saw her at the Eiffel Tower. I still remember how scared she was of me. She hated me back then, but I always loved her. Shaking off his thought, he takes a seat at the table. Are they going to kill me too? Sadly. With a slight pout and glistening eyes, you ask him. Just this expression alone is enough to make his heart skip a beat. Jimin is completely head over heels in love with you. Your eyes deep like the sea. Drown him, but he is happy to drown, no matter how deep. Actually, Ani, they are friends of... Yes, they will. Try again for sure. Your eyes widen, the other members' eyes widen as well. They don't want you to be scared again, but why is Jimin hiding the truth? But if you belong to me, then they won't. Your eyes widen further. Belong to you? You don't quite understand what he means. The other members don't either. Jimin gulps and leans slightly towards you. If they know that you are also someone related to the Mafia, then they won't kill you. Oh, I see. But how can this be possible? You are still confused, even though you understand what he is saying. Who is the someone you are related to? Marry me. Everyone at the table chokes on their drink. Meanwhile, you just stare at him thinking, is he crazy? Oh God, is he seriously asking me this? No matter how much I lie to myself, his words give me butterflies. Yes, you have fallen in love with him. Who wouldn't? His face alone makes it impossible not to. But one thing scares you, his job, his passion for being in the Mafia. You hate that about him, but in these 6 months you miss him like hell. Now that he is asking, why is your heart screaming to say yes? Why? On the other hand, Jimin is scared. What if you say no? What if you leave again? So he quickly adds, just like a contract marriage. Shrug. When the situation calmed down on in 6 months, He pauses before adding, "We will set a deadline for the contract." His words break your heart. You thought for a moment that he truly wanted to marry you, but a contract marriage, just 6 months? You feel like crying now. I think about it, Ryan. Just a 6-month contract. You sigh, thinking you're just full of yourself, Jimin. I'm stupid to keep hoping every time. I need some time to think. With that, we leave the table. Jimin clenches his fist, muttering, "Shit. What the hell? Why didn't you tell her that?" Sigh, "I know what I am doing. I just want her to be close to me now. That's it." Angrily. He also left the room, leaving the members in disbelief. Jimin is wrong here. He should have told you. They all sigh. In the garden, Jimin is walking while talking on the phone. "Thanks, bro. Hey, you are my best friend, and if she is your girl who saw me killing someone, it's okay, I won't kill her." Jimin smiles and cuts the call. Yes, the truth is, the man you saw killing the guard was Unwoo. He executed his own guards because of betrayal, but when you witnessed it, Jimin convinced him to let you go. Unwoo couldn't refuse because he trusted Jimin and his loyalty. Meanwhile, you are crying, you are lost in thought thinking about Jimin. Am I just a fool for loving him? Did he never? Your heart and mind are at war. Last time you let your mind decide, but this time it's your heart's turn. I will make you fall in love with me. Interval. You smile, determination flickering in your eyes, and stride toward his room, knocking on the door. You hear his voice from inside, "Come in." As you turn the doorknob and enter, you see him sitting on the couch reading a file. He looks so hot. You think gulping before clearing your throat to get his attention. Jimin immediately puts the file aside and stands up. "Have a seat, Ryan." "Jimin, I came here because I want to say yes to that contract marriage." Jimin purses his lips and turns around, smiling as he whispers a quiet yes in happiness. He turns back to face you. "But I have a condition." You gulp and he does too. "Go ahead." His voice almost comes out as a whisper. He's scared of what your condition might be. "I want to be me. I mean, I have seen many dramas where the mafia girls is always under house arrest, but I don't want that. I have my dreams and passions. You are allowed to do anything and everything you want. I am not going to house arrest you. And by the way, I don't care about dramas, but I, Park Jimin, am powerful enough to protect my wife. House arrest is weak, and I am not weak." Your eyes widened. The way he said wife sounded so good to hear, and the confidence in his word made it clear. He would let you do whatever you wanted. You smile internally and Jimin does too. Time skips. Sign here. You both sign the contract. It states, you both are entering a marriage where if at any point you find yourself in need of each other, you will always be there. Jimin will protect you from this cruel world always. By the date 13th October, Ryan and Jimin. As Jimin reads the date, his heart skips a beat. If he fails to make you fall in love with him, he will lose you on his own birthday. He knows he has to make you love him. He has confidence, but faith has never been fair to him. He's lost you not once but twice. Now he swears to himself he is ready to lose everything but not you. You gulp as you sign the contract. Whether or not you make him fall in love with you, you are ready to give it a try, surely. "I will take my leave, sir." Jimin nods. As soon as the lawyer leaves, you flinch at the sound of party popper. Of course it's Taeyong and Jungkook's doing. Jimin purses his lips seeing you flinch, but when he looks at you again, you are smiling. And that smile, he is completely lost in it. He never imagined his marriage happening so simply, but he knows that once you accept him, he will give you a grand wedding. One that not just Seoul, but all of Korea has never ever dreamed of. "Hua, look, Mayan is blushing." You frown and look at him. Mayan never blushes. Hair flip. "Oh really? Then what is this crimson shade, huh?" He points at your cheek. Jungkook and Taeyong high-five each other as they tease you. You smile at his comment, slightly biting your lip. Jimin's eyes instantly land on your lips and he doesn't look away. When you look back at him, he suddenly starts staring elsewhere. "Yeah, you two are drowning in romance." He burst out laughing and you glare at all of them. "Yes, you all are too bad teasing me, pout." You stride towards the stair and start ascending them. J-Hope signals Jimin to follow you, slightly whispering, "Ask her to share the room with you." Jimin nods following you, but Now he realizes he nodded too easily, but actually asking you is not that simple. It's a contract marriage. How can he ask you to stay with him? Frustrated, he runs a hand through his hair. On the other hand, you are nervous, fiddling with your hands, waiting for him to speak. But as the total jerk he is testing your patience. You take a deep breath and reach for the doorknob, but before you can grab it, Jimin hurriedly holds your hand, leaning in slightly. You gasp at the sudden action, looking up to meet his gaze. He's already been staring at you for quite some time. You both freeze locked in each other's warmth. The way you look at him is precious to him, and the way he looks at you is breathtaking. Your heartbeat quickens under his gaze. A sudden crash echoes from the kitchen, followed by a loud voice. Jeon Jungkook. You and Jimin chuckle nervously, avoiding each other's eyes. Mine, this room isn't clean. You blink slightly shocked. Why is he saying that you woke up in this very room and it was perfectly clean? Your heart starts racing. Is he trying to get you stay with him? You purse your lips, internally screaming yes. But the room was clean when I woke up. You smirk internally, testing him further. Jimin gulps and rubs the back of his neck. Probably you didn't notice it. You bite your lip but quickly shake your head, nodding. Might be. Note simply. Let's rest in my room until I ask the maid to clean it. You nod and enter his room. Wow, all black? Do you seriously only have this color in your life? Raises an eyebrow. Jimin chuckles nervously. I love black actually. You? I like every color, excitedly. You sit on the bed and start talking. You know every color has a meaning, a different meaning. Jimin is shocked at first but a smile watching how comfortable you seem. Like black represents death and darkness, you suddenly gasp standing up excitedly. Jimin looks confused. Oh, now I get it. That's why in every Mafia movie they mostly wear black. But black also means luxury, right? That could be the reason too. Jimin tries to hold back but he bursts out laughing. Yeah, why are you laughing, huh? You Mafia? Shut up. I am sorry, still laughing. Then he looks at you. Your yapping habit never changes, huh? You pout again. At least hear me out. No one listens to me. Pout. Jimin's smile fades as he walks closer, gently tucking your hair behind your ear. Stop saying no one. Gulp. You have me. I will be your listener. Treat me however you want. I am ready to be your anything. Smile. Mix the colors in your palette and pick your filter. He kisses your cheek and heads to the restroom. Your eyes widen thinking, does he love me too? You bite your lip just as a phone notification rings. Your attention diverts and you try to unlock the phone using your thumb. However, it doesn't unlock. You frown because the wallpaper and model look exactly like yours, but then you realize it's not your phone. Yours is still on the bed. You gasp. This wallpaper? It's your picture with him in Paris, the same pose the photographer asked you to pose. Thinking you both were either a couple or newlyweds, a smile spread across your face. So, Mr. Mafia, you love me. Now the time for fear is over, and now I will make sure to annoy you so much that you finally confess your love. Flipping your hair back, you grin. You're about to take off your bracelet when a realization hits you. Quickly, you use Samsung AI to scan the bracelet and your breath hitches. It's a rare Tiffany design. It's so beautiful. You remember it now. It was the same design you fell in love with but couldn't buy because the shop was closed. You had only admired it through the glass. You flick yourself on the forehead for not realizing this earlier. Doing a little wiggle dance, you throw yourself onto the bed, hiding your face in the pillow before letting out a muffled scream. Yes. You jump up and start dancing, grabbing his coat, holding it as if he were dancing with you. He loves me. He gave me all his money, Gucci, Prada. You stop mid-spin because when you thrill, you see him standing there. Your mouth drops open and you quickly cover yourself with his coat. Jimin is still processing why you are so happy, giggles and purses his lip to keep from laughing. Your voice is quite pretty. He says this, but you are still covering yourself with his coat. I will go freshen up now. You peek a little from behind the coat to find the way to the restroom. Once you spot it, you rush inside and throw his coat away. Unfortunately, it's land on his face. He flinches, closing his eyes in frustration, but chuckles anyway thinking about you. He whispers to himself, cute. After his night routine, he starts wondering why you are taking so long. Leaning against the wall, he closes his eyes and a smile forms on his lips. He imagined the two of you dancing together. His eyes snap open when he hears the door creak and widens when he sees you in a bathrobe. I have no clothes here. You say innocently, completely unbothered by the fact that you are wearing a bathrobe in front of him. Gulps. I will ask the maid to bring your clothes from the other room. You nod and stride towards the dressing table. Can I use the dryer? Blink. Jimin nods. Thank you. Smile. He smiles at your sweet thank you. You can use anything you want. Yeah, but how am I supposed to use men's skincare product? There's no makeup. Pout. You smile and turn to him. Can we go shopping tomorrow? You ask excitedly. Even though he has a meeting scheduled, your excitement makes him want to cancel it for you. Yeah, sure, why not? Smile. Thank you. He smiled back, but in all this, you completely forget that you are still in a robe. Meanwhile, Jimin hasn't been able to take his eyes off you. He gulps, trying to control himself, attempting to look away multiple times, but his gaze keeps drifting back to you. You notice and chuckle. Done staring? You raises an eyebrow. He chuckles and curiously asks, aren't you a little too comfortable around me? Eyebrow raised. You frown, not understanding what he means. He gestures towards your robe. Smirking, you stride towards him, leaning in slightly. You whisper, you are my husband, so shouldn't I be comfortable near you? The fresh scent from you makes it even harder for him to keep his composure. You use his shower gel and now smell exactly like him. Smiling innocently, you are about to step back when he safely grabs your wrist and pulls you onto his lap. Your hands land on his chest and the tension rises as you both lost in each other's eyes. Jimin gulps, wondering if this is the right moment to confess that he loves you, but just then, the door swings open, revealing Jungkook. Startled, you quickly get off his lap. Oops, I will come later. He turned to leave, but you stop him. It's okay, Jungkook. Say it. Yeah, idiot. What is it? Don't you know how to knock? Annoyingly. Last time I left my PS5 remote in your room, I wanna play it out. No, Shrek. Why? You frown confused. Jimin smirks, ready to tease Jungkook, but before Jungkook can say anything, you jump in. Are you his dad? No, I am not ready to adopt this rebellious man. Also, I am not old enough to adopt someone this young either, frustratedly. You chuckle at Jimin's annoyed expression. Jungkook signals you, and when you look, you see the gaming remote on the table. Smiling, you lean towards Jimin. He blinks in surprise at your sudden action. His heartbeat quickens as you keep leaning in. He gulps, trying to control his emotion, but then you simply pick up the remote, flip your hair, and turn away. Jimin flinches slightly as your hair hits his face. You stride towards Jungkook and hand him the remote. Grinning, Jungkook gives you a bunny smile before leaving. So this was all a plan? Sigh deeply. You wink and smile. He gives you a soft smile, though you can tell he's hesitating. Smirking internally, you step closer, feeling the slight tension in the air. Likewise, you also forget to ask the maid to bring my cloth. He gulps, biting the corner of his lips, realizing he really did forget. So may I? Smirk. You smirk, raising an eyebrow. He looks at you confused. You delicately move your hands to his top button and start unbuttoning his shirt. So may I have your shirt? Jimin smirks, licking his lips. So you think he can have my shirt? Eyebrow raised. I mean, couldn't I? You keep looking into his eyes as you continue unbuttoning his shirt. He doesn't stop you, just watches. Soon you push his shirt over his shoulders, slowly revealing his well-built body. Of course, he's a Mafia. Raising an eyebrow, you smirk, giving him an impressed look. You bite his tongue slightly. Flipping his shirt over your shoulder, you head to the restroom to change. When you come out, he's still frozen in place. Are you in shock, Mr. Park? Oops, husband. You gasp as he suddenly picks you up and lays you down on the bed, pulling you into a cuddle. Yeah, blush. You removed my shirt. Couldn't I cuddle you now? Smack. You decided to fight back a little, but he holds you so tight that it is all in vain. So you decided to let it go. You hide in his chest and soon you both drift to sleep, feeling like a dreamland. In the morning, Jimin wakes up and gets lost in you. He gently tucks back the strand of hair that have fallen on your face. Soon his attention is diverted to his phone that keeps vibrating. He slowly stands up, picks up his phone and strides to the balcony. On the call, Anyong Dad. Jimin, hey son, how are you? Jimin smiles hearing his dad's voice. I am fine, Dad. I have something to tell you. Same here, son. He smiles. First you go, Dad. Smile. We set a blind date for you, my son, tomorrow at XX restaurant. Jimin gulps. He turns around and look at you peacefully sleeping. Dad, to be continued. If you really like the FF, please like, share and comment. And if you want to be the part of this illegal chims family, then subscribe to my channel. Annyeong.